Hello everyone, to hear love this story. This time we're going to explore this cemetery in Palopo. We decided to come early at 8 a.m. so we can focus more on the details of the tombstones. Who knows, we may find some fascinating historical clues. Ready to explore? Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Introduce you from Group 3.
Hello guys, my name is Rasa Islami.
My name is Amsina Matra. My name is Novi Arsita Putriana. My name is Novi Putmaina. My name is Surat. My name is Ayu. On Sunday morning, November 24th, our Group 3, will conduct research at a historical site. We have chosen the Dutch cemetery as the subject of our study because, in our opinion, the Dutch cemetery has an interesting history to explore. Additionally, its location is in Palopo City is relatively close. If you ask, why did we choose the Dutch cemetery for research, even though there are many other interesting places to study? The answer is that we have a reason. First, the location is not too far, and it doesn't require much time to travel. Second, it helps broaden our knowledge about the history of our region. Third, this research increases our awareness of the importance of preserving and maintaining historical sites. This cemetery serves as the final resting place for several Dutch soldiers or officials who died in the region, either due to war, disease, or other causes during the colonial period. Bagaimana kondisi makam? Apakah masih itu atau bisa atau apakah
Ada sebagai sab, ada sebagai ada yang bilang
apakah ada tanda-tanda kerusakan atau
tak ada.
The cemetery often becomes a subject of research or historical visit, as it offers a glimpse into the presence of the Dutch colonial forces in the area. Additionally, such cemeteries are frequently used as reminders of the impact colonialism both on the colonized people and the colonizer themselves.
Sekarang ada orang yang digaji kayaknya dibersihkan nih. Itu kan kotor sekali tuh. Ini jadi tim satu nih. Ini tim satu benar-benar nih.
The location of the cemetery in Salubulo, near the city of Palopo, reflects the history of interaction between the Dutch and the local population at that time. As a colonial power, the Dutch had many posts and fortresses across various parts of Indonesia to control the territory and its natural resources. In Palopo, likely encountered resistance from the local people or involved in certain conflicts.
Ada 11 orang
8 dia batu tinggi itu. Ada aja nama-namanya di situ.
Iya.
Nama-namanya orang Belanda itu yang batu yang tinggi itu aja.
The Dutch tombs in Palopo generally use the neoclassical style typical of the 19th century, following the architectural design trends of colonial Dutch Europe in Indonesia. This style adopts classical design elements, with features seen in other Dutch tombs in Indonesia during that period, including first vertical and upright tombstones. These tombs often feature tall, upright tombstone made of natural stone or marble, frequently adorned with carvings or inscription in Dutch. This reflects the neoclassical style emphasis on symmetry and clean lines. Second, use of small columns or pillars. Some Dutch tombs are also equipped with small pillars or columns as decorative elements, reminiscent of classical Greek or Roman architecture. Third, fencing and boundaries. Many Dutch tombs are surrounded by star defenses or boundaries made of stone or iron, giving a sense of grandeur and preserving the integrity of the tomb. These boundaries are an important element of the European-style cemetery design during the colonial period. Fourth, simple yet elegant. Despite its simplicity, this neoclassical design emphasizes elegance and eternity, with tombstone often embellished with reliefs or carving depicting symbol of death or another life. Overall, the design of the Dutch tombs in Palopo can be considered an example of colonial neoclassical style, which blends classical architectural elements with the practical and symbolic needs of European culture during the colonial era.